Have you ever wondered if something as simple as a cheap drink sitting in your kitchen right now could quietly influence your blood flow, your heart health, and even your performance in the bedroom? And before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button because the information you're about to hear could genuinely change how you think about everyday nutrition and circulation. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why scientists keep talking about one surprisingly inexpensive drink that may support healthier arteries and stronger blood flow naturally. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll also explain the biggest mistake people make when trying to fix circulation problems and erectile weakness so you can avoid it. Many men believe erectile problems appear suddenly and randomly, but medical research shows something very different. In many cases, erectile difficulties are one of the earliest warning signs of reduced blood flow in the body. The arteries that supply blood to the penis are extremely small, much smaller than the arteries that feed the heart, which means when circulation begins to decline, those small vessels are often the first place symptoms appear. According to cardiovascular research published in several medical journals, endothelial dysfunction, which is when blood vessels lose their ability to expand properly, plays a major role in both erectile dysfunction and heart disease. When arteries become stiff or partially blocked by plaque, blood simply cannot move efficiently through the body, and that reduced circulation can lead to fatigue, poor stamina, and weaker erections. Now, here is where the interesting part begins because scientists studying vascular health have discovered that certain natural compounds in foods can help support nitric oxide production in the body. Nitric oxide is a molecule that signals blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing more blood to flow through them. This process is called vasodilation, and it is essential for healthy circulation. In fact, the entire category of medications used for erectile dysfunction works by enhancing the nitric oxide pathway, but researchers have also found that some foods naturally support this same biological mechanism. One of the most studied examples is a simple drink made from nitrate-rich vegetables, especially beetroot. Beetroot juice has gained attention because dietary nitrates can be converted in the body into nitric oxide. When this happens, blood vessels may relax slightly, which can help improve circulation. Several small studies have shown that consuming nitrate-rich beetroot juice may temporarily lower blood pressure and improve blood vessel function in some individuals. That doesn't mean it is a miracle cure or an instant fix, but it does show how simple nutritional habits can influence vascular health over time. What makes this so fascinating is that beetroot itself is incredibly inexpensive. In many places, a single serving of homemade beet juice costs around $1 or even less. When blended with water and sometimes lemon or ginger, it becomes a simple drink that people have started adding to their daily routine as part of a heart-healthy lifestyle. The reason researchers find this interesting is because improved vascular function benefits the entire body, not just one organ. Better circulation supports brain health, physical endurance, and overall cardiovascular wellness. And since erectile strength depends heavily on healthy blood flow, anything that supports vascular flexibility may indirectly support sexual health as well. But before you assume this is some magic potion, it's important to understand the bigger picture. No drink, pill, or supplement can reverse years of unhealthy habits overnight. The real power comes when nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress management work together. Still, the idea that something simple and affordable could support the body's natural nitric oxide system has sparked huge interest among doctors, nutritionists, and everyday people searching for natural ways to protect their circulation. So if you're curious about how this works and what science actually says about it, Keep watching because the next part of this video explains the biology of blood vessels, the foods that help them function better, and why improving circulation may impact far more than just one aspect of health. If you're still watching, that tells me you care about your health and performance. So take 1 second right now to like the video and subscribe, because the more people who understand how the body really works, the fewer people fall for dangerous myths or expensive fake solutions. To understand why a simple drink can influence circulation, we need to talk about the inner lining of your blood vessels, a thin layer of cells called the endothelium. The endothelium acts almost like a control center for blood flow, constantly sending signals that tell arteries when to expand and when to tighten. When the endothelium is healthy, it releases nitric oxide, allowing vessels to relax and blood to move smoothly. But when the endothelium becomes damaged, the body produces less nitric oxide, and blood vessels lose flexibility. Over time, this can lead to higher blood pressure, plaque buildup, and restricted circulation. Scientists now believe endothelial dysfunction is one of the earliest stages of cardiovascular disease, and interestingly, erectile dysfunction is often considered an early warning signal of that same process. Because penile arteries are smaller than coronary arteries, circulation problems can appear there several years before symptoms of heart disease become obvious. That is why many doctors encourage men experiencing persistent erectile difficulties to check their cardiovascular health as well. Now, here's where diet becomes extremely important. The body produces nitric oxide from several pathways, but one of the most interesting involves dietary nitrates found in vegetables. Foods like beetroot, spinach, arugula, celery, and lettuce contain naturally occurring nitrates. When you consume them, bacteria in the mouth help convert those nitrates into nitrites, which are then converted into nitric oxide in the bloodstream. This nitrite nitric oxide pathway has become a major topic in cardiovascular research because it shows how simple foods can influence vascular function. Beetroot juice in particular has been widely studied. Some research suggests that drinking beet juice may improve exercise endurance, slightly reduce blood pressure, and enhance blood vessel dilation for a few hours after consumption. Athletes sometimes drink it before training because improved oxygen delivery to muscles may help performance. For everyday people, the benefit may simply be better circulation support. What makes this powerful is not the price of the drink, but the biological mechanism behind it. Instead of forcing the body to change through artificial chemicals, nitrate-rich vegetables simply provide the raw materials the body already uses to regulate blood flow. However, it's important to understand that results vary widely. Some people respond strongly to dietary nitrates, while others experience minimal changes depending on their oral bacteria, gut microbiome, and overall health status. Another critical factor is lifestyle. Smoking, high sugar intake, lack of exercise, and chronic stress all damage endothelial function and reduce nitric oxide production. This means no drink can overcome those factors if they remain unchanged. But when healthy habits combine with nutrient-rich foods, the effects can accumulate over time. That is why many cardiologists encourage diets rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats. These foods provide antioxidants that protect the endothelium from oxidative stress, allowing nitric oxide signaling to function properly. When circulation improves even slightly, many systems of the body benefit. Brain cells receive better oxygen delivery, muscles recover more efficiently, and sexual function may improve because stronger blood flow supports normal erectile response. Again, this is not a guaranteed cure, but it demonstrates how vascular health influences multiple aspects of human performance. In the next section, we'll break down how this $1 drink is typically prepared, why combining it with other healthy habits matters, and the biggest mistakes people make when trying to improve circulation naturally. Now, if this information is useful so far, pause for a moment and comment below where you're watching from because I read the comments, and it helps this channel reach more people who want real science instead of internet myths. Let's talk about the practical side of this topic because many people hear about beetroot juice and assume it must be complicated or expensive, when in reality, the simplest version can be made with just one medium beetroot, water, and optionally lemon or ginger for flavor. A basic preparation often involves blending raw or lightly cooked beetroot with water and straining it to create a concentrated juice. Some people prefer roasting the beet first to soften the flavor, while others blend it raw for higher nitrate content. In stores, you can also find bottled beet juice, but homemade versions are usually cheaper and contain fewer additives. The reason many people call it a $1 drink is simply because beets are inexpensive vegetables in most regions. But again, the price is not what matters. The value lies in the nitrate content and supporting nutrients like potassium, folate, and antioxidants. These compounds contribute to vascular health in different ways. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure by balancing sodium levels in the body. Antioxidants help reduce oxidative stress that can damage the endothelium. Folate supports cellular repair and red blood cell formation. Together, these nutrients support a healthier circulatory environment. Some research suggests that drinking beet juice 2 to 3 hours before physical activity may increase nitric oxide levels enough to influence endurance and blood flow temporarily. That is why athletes sometimes drink it before training sessions. For general health, some individuals include small servings in their daily diet alongside other vegetables. However, moderation matters. Extremely large quantities may cause digestive discomfort in some people, and beetroot can temporarily turn urine or stool pinkish red, a harmless effect known as beechuria that often surprises people the first time they experience it. More importantly, people with kidney stones or certain medical conditions should consult a healthcare professional before dramatically increasing dietary nitrates. Responsible information always matters more than viral trends. Another factor rarely discussed online is the role of oral bacteria in nitrate conversion. Using strong antiseptic mouthwash constantly may actually interfere with the nitrite conversion process because those beneficial bacteria live in the mouth. Some studies suggest that excessive antibacterial mouthwash use can reduce the blood pressure benefits of nitrate-rich foods. This shows how complex the human body is. Small lifestyle details can influence biological pathways in surprising ways. But perhaps the most important lesson from all this research is that vascular health is cumulative. Daily habits shape the function of blood vessels over years. Regular physical activity increases nitric oxide production naturally. Adequate sleep supports hormone balance and metabolic repair. Balanced diets provide antioxidants that protect the vascular lining. When these habits combine, the body's circulatory system becomes more resilient. This is why many doctors emphasize prevention instead of quick fixes. Erectile strength, energy levels, and cardiovascular health are all connected through the same network of arteries and blood vessels. Improving that network benefits the entire body. And when people begin understanding this connection, they often realize that supporting circulation is not just about one symptom, but about long-term health. In the next part, we'll explore the most common mistakes people make when trying to improve blood flow and why avoiding these mistakes can be even more important than adding any specific drink to your routine. Before we continue, if you've learned something new so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button because every week we break down fascinating health research into simple explanations anyone can understand, And the next few minutes might be the most important part of this entire video. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to improve erectile strength or circulation is focusing on a single solution instead of addressing the system as a whole. The human body operates as an interconnected network. Blood vessels, hormones, metabolism, and nervous system signals all work together. When any part of that system becomes stressed or damaged, the effects can appear in multiple areas of health. For example, chronic high blood sugar can damage small blood vessels and nerves, reducing circulation and sensitivity. Excess body fat can increase inflammation that interferes with nitric oxide signaling. Smoking introduces chemicals that directly damage the endothelial lining of arteries. Even prolonged psychological stress raises cortisol levels that may negatively affect hormone balance and vascular function. When these factors accumulate, the body struggles to maintain optimal blood flow. That is why simply adding one drink or supplement rarely produces dramatic results if the underlying lifestyle remains unchanged. Another common mistake is expecting immediate transformation. Blood vessels respond gradually to healthier habits. Exercise stimulates the release of nitric oxide and improves endothelial function, but these changes build over weeks and months of consistent activity. Similarly, diets rich in vegetables and fruits slowly improve antioxidant status in the body, helping protect blood vessels from damage. Think of circulation like a highway system. If the roads are damaged and clogged with debris, traffic moves slowly. Repairing that system requires clearing blockages, strengthening the road surface, and maintaining proper flow. Nutrition, movement, hydration, and sleep all contribute to that maintenance process. When people commit to these habits consistently, the body often responds with better energy, improved stamina, and stronger circulation. Some studies even show that regular aerobic exercise can significantly improve endothelial function within a few months. Another overlooked factor is hydration. Blood plasma is mostly water, and dehydration can make blood slightly thicker, forcing the heart to work harder to circulate it efficiently. Drinking adequate water throughout the day supports smoother blood flow. Meanwhile, excessive alcohol intake can impair vascular health and hormone balance over time. These details might sound simple, but together they shape the body's internal environment. When that environment supports nitric oxide production and vascular flexibility, circulation naturally improves. This is where foods like beetroot become part of a broader strategy rather than a miracle cure. By providing dietary nitrates, antioxidants, and minerals, they contribute to the body's ability to maintain healthy blood vessels. But the real transformation happens when those foods exist within a lifestyle that protects the cardiovascular system as a whole. In other words, the drink itself is not magic. The biology behind it is simply one piece of a much larger puzzle. And now, as we reach the end of this video, here's the most important takeaway I want you to remember. And if you've made it this far, drop a comment saying circulation matters, because it tells me you stayed for the full explanation and helps more viewers discover this information. The idea that a simple $1 drink could influence circulation sounds almost too good to be true, but the real story is actually more interesting than the headline. What scientists have discovered is that the human body already has powerful systems for regulating blood flow, repairing blood vessels, and maintaining cardiovascular health. The nitric oxide pathway is one of those systems. When supported by healthy habits and nutrient-rich foods, it helps arteries stay flexible and responsive. Beetroot juice gained attention because it contains natural nitrates that feed into that pathway, potentially supporting temporary increases in nitric oxide levels. But the bigger message is not about a single drink. It's about understanding how everyday choices affect vascular health. Diets rich in vegetables, regular physical activity, adequate sleep, stress management, and avoiding smoking all protect the endothelial lining of blood vessels. When that lining functions properly, circulation improves throughout the body. That improved blood flow can support brain clarity, physical endurance, heart health, and normal sexual function. In contrast, years of poor lifestyle habits gradually damage the vascular system, leading to stiff arteries, reduced nitric oxide production, and restricted circulation. Many people ignore early warning signs like fatigue, shortness of breath during exercise, or erectile weakness, not realizing these symptoms may reflect deeper circulatory changes. Paying attention to those signals can encourage earlier lifestyle improvements that protect long-term health. Something as simple as adding more nitrate-rich vegetables to meals, drinking a small glass of beetroot juice occasionally, and maintaining daily movement can contribute to that effort. But the real transformation happens when people view their body as an integrated system rather than chasing quick fixes. Every healthy meal, every walk, every good night of sleep supports the vascular network that keeps every organ functioning. When you think about it that way, the idea of a $1 drink becomes symbolic. It represents the power of simple, accessible habits that anyone can adopt. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated routines to begin supporting your circulation. Often, the most effective strategies are surprisingly basic and rooted in nutrition and movement. So if today's video opened your eyes to the connection between blood flow, heart health, and overall performance, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with someone who might benefit from this information, because the more people understand how their bodies work, the easier it becomes to make choices that support lifelong health.